Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through the ARC events. Now we're not putting in every single event that's in the calendar, just the ones that we think that you need to plan for. Happy patch 61 day. It's not gone down perfectly so far. I think that could be the understatement of the day. There's been a few bugs and lags, but hopefully that's starting to sort itself out and we're starting to get some sort of stable gameplay. But as we typically do at the start of an ARC, we're going to go through exactly what events are coming up. I'm going to talk about the events that you need to plan for, and I'm going to give you the crudest version of a calendar that you have ever seen. How bad is that? How terrible is that? But it does what we need it to do, and here we go with this. So, starting today, we have got Klingon Romulan hostiles. Tomorrow we've got Federation Romulan hostiles, and Thursday we've got Klingon Federation hostiles. So this is good because you've got the option to obviously use a different type of hostile if you're working on one particular rep grind. So it gives us a little bit of an option there, but just some general hostile ones. But I've put them in there purely because obviously if you go out and you grind hostiles for a particular faction, you may decide that you want to wait for that until after event reset to be able to do that. We have got now store loot spend. Store loot is the event store. So obviously the event store is now live in the game and the event store has its own new currency. Let's check out this. Oh, 12th in Lat Rush, not too bad. Terrible, really, isn't it? So in the event store now, the new currency is this little beauty, Contained Thaleron. So Contained Thaleron is your event store currency. We can see obviously we've got all the different options. We will look at doing obviously a video potentially, or at least talk about in live streams on officers and what we should really be going for in the event store. Really pleased to see like things like Neelix making an appearance in there. 7 of 9, really pleased to see them in there. So a little bit of a kickback to some Voyager officers that didn't get put in the last event store because it was their month of launch, but really nice to see them. But going back to the calendar, we have spend loot SLBs running, solo leaderboards running every single day throughout the arc, and they are going to be split into 4 different types. So you can see we've got store loot spend 1 running for 5 days, store loot spend 2 running for 5 days, store loot spend 3 running for 5 days, and then store loot spend 4 running for 5 days. So be strategic with this. So spending your event store currency is what is going to score in those leaderboards. So I would suggest that you pick one and go mad in it. Now, obviously, for you to go mad and to get the most out of it, you're probably going to be looking at the 3rd or the 4th one, potentially, to give you enough time to actually bank up some loot. But I think lots of people will potentially save up and go for the 4th event store currency spend event. So maybe the 3rd one could be an option. That gives you around 15 days before the end of it for you to bank up 15 days worth of the loot and then go mad in the final day before everybody starts to think, right, we're running out of time. I need to get this spent in the 4th store loot SLB. So that's maybe a good option for that. Now, waves. So how good is this? Wave defenses. Wave defenses, I think, are a fantastic iteration into the game. We will cover a lot more of this on Twitch. And obviously, we'll maybe put a YouTube video out as well once we've got some strategies in place so people know exactly where they're at with things. But there are a lots and lots, as you would expect, of wave defense events. So we can see we've got wave defense hostiles on the 5th. We've got wave defense hostiles on the 7th. We've got it on the 10th. We've got it on the 24th. We've got it on the 20th. We've got it on the 18th. We've got it on the 11th. We've got it on the lots and lots and lots. Tie these in. So have a look and think. So there is a wave defense leaderboard running right now, and it's running from the 5th to the 7th. But we've also got wave defense hostile events running on the 5th and the 7th. So basically, today and on Thursday, you should be doing your wave defenses. The 6th, there isn't one. There is no SMS for it. So it probably makes sense for you to get your SMS done, for example, in the first day, and then maybe not do any more after that. No, don't do any on the 6th, and then smash out the rest on the 7th. So you get your SMS done, and obviously you can maybe compete in the final ends of the leaderboard. And obviously that runs again exactly the same format from the 11th to the 13th, exactly the same format. So we've got an SMS day 1, day 3, and obviously the leaderboard running for 3 days, and then we've got that same again on the 18th to the 20th, obviously with a couple of random ones thrown in there. And just to clarify, you will get enough every single day to be able to run 1 wave defense every single day, which I think is brilliant. And in the gift, obviously, that you're going to get at the start of the arc, you will get enough for 15 starts, which I think is a really good go test it mechanic. Obviously, you're going to go out there, you may fail the first few while you get your crews and you get your ships right and you get your team sorted sorted. So I think it's good that Scopely have actually come out there and give us a bit of a testing. Go out there and try it, see what you think, come up with some strategies. I'm really pleased with that. But watch out, because there are a hell of a lot of these wave defense wave defense events coming up. Upgrade the facade. So the facade is the new building. This is a heroic. I put it in there because obviously, if you are deciding and you do like the look of the upgrade facade packs, for example, if you are a spender, it's probably worth doing that within the first 5 days, because you do have obviously the heroic SMS for upgrading the facade running from the 5th until the 10th, and that sort of sorts out the first few days. So the next event we need to plan for is on Friday. So on Friday we've got a Texas Hostiles event. Texas Hostiles are your Mona Veen hostiles. So be wary that if you do go out there and grind them, probably no point grinding them Wednesday, Thursday. Wait until Friday and go out there and do your Texas class hostiles at the same time. We have 2 material spends, solo leaderboards and solo milestones for the new Enterprise E Riker. The new Enterprise E Riker obviously being freshly launched into the game today, and he is obviously going to be accompanied by Deanna Troi, but this is what the SLBs are going to be for. There's obviously going to be an SMS there as well. His abilities really quickly: base impulse speed as captain, don't excite me massively. And then at the bottom, increases critical chance by 2% for 4 rounds each weapon, each time you score a hit, once per weapon. So it's a bit like a Khan impact. A bit like a Khan impact at tier 1. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not a bad officer. But obviously, don't forget, he will synergize with Picard partially to get you additional reputation and stuff from there as well. So we do have those leaderboards, and they are running weekends 1 and weekend number 2. Weekend 3, there's nothing in the calendar. For the last couple of months, we've had 3. I even put that in the recent hits and misses video. That I was really pleased that they put 3 in there. But we don't yet know if or what we are going to get on the 3rd weekend of the arc for material spends. We do have a few Armada events coming up. So we've got Armadas on Saturday the 9th. We've got an Armada event on Sunday the 17th. And we've got a Defeat Armadas event on Saturday the 23rd. Now, one thing I'm going to mention, we are trialing something brand new this month, and that's buff weekends. So you can see that in green here, we've got Armadas, and I put buff next to it. Mining, we've got to put buff next to it. And Hostiles, I've put buff next to it. During these periods, you will get, as a gift, you will get a very, very powerful exocomp that is basically fired into your game and just applied for either a 48 for the Armadas and Hostiles, or a 72-hour period for the mining, for you to go out there and do your events with massive bonuses. So it's a really good opportunity for you to punch up with Armadas, really bank up some resources while mining, and potentially hit higher Hostiles than you've ever been able to with the Hostile one in the 3rd weekend. So these are running on weekends with the temporary buffs, and we're being told that these are going to be considerable. The figure that's been thrown out is 50% buffs to damage, and I don't mean 50% as in the standard 50%, meaning absolutely nothing because of the law of diminishing returns. This is supposed to be a 50% net bonus. Now, obviously, a 50% net bonus to everybody is a very different number. So we are trying to get the exact numbers as to what that bonus is in real figures, but we're being told it's going to be a significant boost on those 3 weekends. So if you do want to do some, then make sure that you do that. But for example, the Armadas, you may be going to be wanting to do that in the 1st week, where you're going to be getting the buff. For Saturday the 9th, when you've got your Armada event there as well. Moving on then, so that's pretty much the weekend done. There's nothing massive difference, apart from we've got Heavy Hitter again, which is the scoring critical damage, and Heavy Hitter does run again on Wednesday the 13th, so it's running in quite quick succession, 24-hour events for Heavy Hitter, which is basically dealing critical damage, and there is bonuses again for using the cutting beam to deal damage. So this is big. Obviously it's a good thing to have. People like the Heavy Hitters, the good grindy events, because they can't really be bought. These are all basically just go out there who can hit the most number of Hostiles, and pay close attention to the scoring mechanics, because they have changed these quite often, and sometimes there are different Hostiles that work out to be the most efficient ones for you to use. Moving on to Monday the 11th, we are still in our Store Loot is Spend event number 2, and we are starting a repeat. This is an exact repeat of Heroes versus Villains. So this gives you the option for you to swap sides. So if you picked Villains last month, you can go for Heroes this month, and obviously replay that slightly different styles of events. But obviously those Heroes and Villains events are going to be running exactly the same as they ran last month, but giving you the option to choose a different side should you want to. Talk to your alliances, talk to your server. I know you maybe don't want to, but completion of that milestone, which is an instance milestone, which is a server milestone. Remember that only one side can win. If the heroes finish their milestone, the villain's score gets wiped out completely. So only one team can actually win it and get the instance milestone rewards. But the sub events within those that heroes and villains series, they do pay out decent rewards if it's anything like last month, which I'm really pleased about. Nothing brand new on the Tuesday the 12th. We've still got the Wave Defense leaderboard running on, but then Wednesday the 13th looks quite busy. We've got Heavy Hitter running again. We've got Heroes and Villains still running, and obviously the Hostiles event as well for the Wave Defenses. So another good opportunity for you to partake in the new feature, which I am looking forward to trying out. Moving on to Thursday the 14th. So we have got a return of some events from last month. So we've got Upgrade the Borg Cube. Upgrade the Borg Cube. I'm really pleased that they've put the Borg Cube event in there. Obviously, some people will only just be unlocking it this month. That's the free to play, so it gives them the opportunity, hopefully by the 14th, 15th, to get the additional 75 or 70 blueprints that you needed, depending if you did the missions last month, to unlock your cube and actually partake in the Upgrade the Borg Cube event. We've got obviously TD, Technological Distinctiveness. There is a leaderboard for that and an SMS, and there is a Technological Distinctiveness dealing damage and leaderboard. Still, that leaderboard is the same one. It's still running over 14th and the 15th, but there are separate SMSs running on those 2 days as well, which is nice. Which is nice to see them bringing back some content, especially because the free to play didn't have the cube last month, but they are going to have the opportunity to get it for this month. Moving to the second weekend, we've got our second material spend event for Riker. We've also got Loot Store spend number 3 starting. We've got the repeat of the Wave Defense Hostiles, obviously the mining events that I've talked about with your superb mining buff is obviously still continuing. Sunday the 17th, nothing new other than the Defeat Armadas event, which is running. Again, don't go mad maybe on these potentially, because there could be an opportunity for you to save up your directives for an event that really calls for it. This is about defeating Armadas, so potentially you may be able to use the old mechanic if it's dealing damage, potentially using uncommon directives to do that and saving the solo and the rares and the epic Armada directives for when you're actually being incentivized to spend directives. Now we don't know if it is if it's kill them, you're getting points per kill, or whether it's actually damage the Armadas. So pending, check the scoring metrics for that event and make sure that you're making use of the directives most wisely. Monday the 18th, we're still in Store Loot Spend 3. We've got the Wave Defense Hostiles and Leaderboard continuing. We've got a Borg Hostiles event running on Tuesday the 19th, so save your Borg grind until after event reset on the 19th. Nothing new on the 20th. The 21st, we've got Texas Hostiles again. So Texas class Hostiles being, obviously, again, it's the Mona Veen, so don't do your grind before event reset on that day. Friday the 22nd, nice to see this. We've got a Forbidden Tech upgrade event. So a Forbidden Tech upgrade event, so it's going to be all about spending your tier up catalysts and obviously your proto matter and all that sort of jazz. So if you have got something to do that you're desperate to do with Forbidden Tech, save it for the 22nd and get double paid. So from the actual upgrade of the Forbidden Tech itself and also from the event as well. Nemesis trivia starting. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of questions are going to ask about Nemesis, because the trivia events have been really good recently. I think they've got some really good people writing these trivias, and they've been really good. Saturday the 23rd, we've got our third repeat of the Defeat Armada events and the start of our Hostiles buff with our Hostiles events, and also whipping up there to the conclusion of our Store Loot Spend number 4. And then the final event that we haven't talked about yet, on Sunday the 24th, we have got artifacts. So artifact upgrades. So if you have been banking them, as I have, which I'll show you, I've currently got 26 now, 26 artifacts all ready to upgrade. If you're on server 135, I'm coming for that leaderboard. Been waiting for this for absolutely ages. So if you have got any artifacts that get due for upgrade, make sure that you save them. If you do any formation armadas, another quick tip for you: when you actually go to your chest claims, you'll notice that you have two separate ones. Save the spare ones, save the other chest for when that event pops later on. Just save them for the rest of the month, because you do get direct artifact shards from those, and they do score in that event. So it's a really good place for you to obviously get some more. The missions event is running for the whole month, so it's running from the 5th until the 24th, and the ticketed events are running Friday through Monday, including the rare tickets on Mondays as well. So a similar sort of process as what we had last month, which I did like. They have changed up the officers that are going to be in the rare ticket events, and the officers that are going to be in the rare ticket events this month are TNG Riker, TNG Troy, and also 7 of 9, which I think is very good. So we've got a couple of ways to get 7 this month through the event store, and obviously through these rare ticketed events. So I'm going to pop this very crude calendar. It will be in the Lube Live channel. I will pin it in the Lube Live channel on our Discord. Link to our Discord will be in the description down below. If you like this series, please press subscribe. We are doing really well. We're on our push now to try and get to 2,000 subscribers. Share this out with your alliances. Let me know if there's anything else that you want us to cover this month. We're going to be covering wave defenses, obviously on Twitch. We'll maybe make some content for YouTube as well. Massive shout out to our members here on YouTube. If you do like the channel and you do want to support on a regular basis, you can choose to become a member using the join button down below. Massive shout out to Andy, Candy, VA, and Minnie, who are our current members on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, guys, and everybody else that just obviously watches and participates and leaves comments down below. Massively helpful. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy it after we get these technical difficulties out the way. I think this has got the opportunity to be a really good end to the year with a great feature and hopefully a record-breaking event store. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be a record-breaking event store in terms of currency. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and remember, guys, that everything is better with lube. Take care and have a fantastic day.